Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Sat Nam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. I'm here with Raven, and we are also on the Shamanic Onion channel as well. Today we're going to dive into all of the fire signs reading for Scorpio season, and happy Scorpio season, everyone. Here we go. We're here. The sun is officially at 0 degrees of Scorpio, and it's kind of exciting to get to do this reading right when the sun enters Scorpio. Curious, have you felt any shifts in the energy between yesterday and today? I feel like I have.
Yes, definitely. The shift between water and air is, I think it's affecting everyone. Mm-hmm. I really do, because especially the sun being at 0 degrees, like it's officially Scorpio season, and learning how to navigate the water energy can be difficult.
Oh yeah, water. Yeah, there's a lot of emotional energy when it comes to the water signs. So yeah, for sure. I know I feel a huge transition from yesterday to today. The energy has definitely shifted. For me, there's still, I feel like a lot of unknown, but I think for me personally, because I have Mars in Scorpio, I'm going to feel a boost of energy that I definitely need. So excited about that. But if you're watching this video for the first time, what we're going to do is go into the astrology of the month. I'm going to focus on a couple of things that are significant, that are happening this month, meaning this Scorpio season, and how this relates to the fire signs and how it will affect the fire signs. And then we're going to pull some cards, and we'll do all of this within the Akashic records. So I'll open up the records and then close the records at the end. And this is for all fire signs, but also if you have anything in fire that will be interacting with the energy of Scorpio and Taurus, because that's the duality in your chart, you might want to look at those things as well. We have, I want to just mention a couple of things before we dive into the reading. This week is like a really jam-packed week full of events here in our global community. Obviously, we're going to be doing these videos throughout the week, pretty much around the same time. So you can tune in if you want to watch us live, or if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching the replay. We are also going to have the Taurus full moon, lunar eclipse, astrology, human design, and our ceremony and ritual within the global community. And that's going to be happening all through this week as well. And we have our Scorpio season sound bath happening this weekend on Sunday, I believe 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Tori will be guiding us through that sound bath, sound healing, and it's going to be amazing. We've been doing them once a month, every season, at the beginning of every season. So to welcome in this energy of Scorpio and also the eclipse, we are going to be doing that sound bath, which I'm really excited about. We have the miracle morning going on. You can still join us. This is a 30-day practice where you get to basically activate the energy of miracles and call what you want to manifest into your life, while at the same time healing the past and letting go of what no longer serves you, both in like body, mind, spirit. It's a really beautiful practice, and you can start with day one whenever. So you can totally join us. We're checking in every Saturday. So the next check-in is this Saturday morning. And I can't think of anything else that's coming up. This is
we have book club soon.
Oh, that's right.
We have book club.
Yes, we're reading Rise, Sister Rise, which is a really sweet and beautiful book and very empowering book. I actually really love it because of that. And yeah, I mean, we're still doing
Kundalini yoga.
Yeah, that's coming up too. And we have the Tarot Masterclass that is still going on, which is fucking incredible. We have been diving into the minor arcana this week. The class is on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And this week we are diving into the Wands cards. So last week we did swords, and it was a really, really fun class. So hopefully one of those things really excites you. Make sure that you guys give the video a thumbs up and hit the notification bell so you get notified of when we go live and when we upload videos. And then also make sure to join our global community, because a lot of the events are happening in the global community, and it's held on a platform called Mighty Networks. Our network is called Channel for Grace, and our global community is within the Channel for Grace network is where we host all of the free events, but also where I host all of the courses. So it's kind of nice to have it all in one place. So yeah, let's dive in. Thank you guys for letting me share all that. Oh, wait, the most important announcement. We have a special holiday reading going on right now. I'm so glad I remembered. So Raven and I are doing a special reading for the holidays. It's now through the end of the year. You can sign up for it. And it's only $108. It's a 30-minute recorded reading. And we look at your natal chart, your transits, like the whole thing, your human design, your progress chart, your gene keys, and take a look at how everything is going to be affecting you throughout, these next 2 months of the year. So we're really excited. We already have a couple people that are booked and excited to do your reading if you did sign up. And we can't wait to do some more. So that's going to be, I think, the funnest thing about this holiday season is to do these readings. And obviously together in here, you get to see some fun things about how we do readings together. So that's also really cool. Let me say hi to you guys in the chat. Jill's here. Real America, welcome in. Deb, welcome in. Jessica, welcome. She says, yes, I feel like I've gone from all up in my mind to all up in my feels. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello, Raessa, welcome in, and Jarlene, welcome in. Okay, so we're going to begin by opening the records and then dive into the astrology. So feel free to take this moment. You can close your eyes if you want to tune in with us. You can take a few deep breaths to ground yourself, however that works for you, while I open up the records. From the deep depths of the cosmic mind, I hear a whisper. This whisper calls us inward towards our essence. A light begins to glimmer at the center of our heart. This is the light of unity, the all-knowing wisdom of the One. Through this door, we open the gates of the Akashic, the magical flower of life. We see our duality. We recognize our sacred trinity. We begin to witness infinite possibilities as we become the observer and the observed. A powerful and luminescent light engulfs our being, and we feel many dimensions all at once. We enter the Akashic records, protected and loved by all star beings that have accessed these portals before. The records are now open. May wisdom flow, may understanding descend, and may we be blessed with the lights of love. All right. Sound and bells and all that stuff really works to get you into the zone. So we're going to start with the astrology. And I actually, if you're watching on my channel, I'm going to share the chart, the current chart right now on the screen. If you're watching on the Shamanic Onion, don't worry about it. You can still just get the information by just listening. So obviously the sun just moved into Scorpio. You can see it on the kind of top left-hand corner. It's at 0 degrees Scorpio. We have Mercury right there at 2 degrees of Scorpio. We have Mars at 7 degrees of Scorpio. So we moved from having a very strong Libra stellium into a Scorpio stellium. And that energy can be very different. The cool thing about it is that now the sun has moved off of the south node. And that's going to feel like a little bit of the release of the pressure, but we're still having to deal with the aftermath of a lot of things that may have shown up in our lives in terms of karmic healing, relationship healing, like wherever that Libra energy is in your chart, you're going through a lot in that space. And it's going to continue because this is a theme. The South Node is 18-month-long transit. So it's going to continue. But at the same time, at least for now, we're on the road. Like we're on the path now towards doing the work. And Mars is a very strong planet. When it is in Scorpio, it feels very determined. And Mercury allows us to dive deeper into the mind and deeper into the thoughts and the ability to see from more depth. And obviously, Scorpio is a water sign. And so the connection between the water and the fire signs obviously can feel very uncomfortable. I feel like for any fire sign, going through all the water seasons might feel like icky because obviously when you think of the interaction between the elements of water and fire, water turns off the fire, and so if it's too much water, it's like, well, you may feel that like heaviness. And of course, water brings emotions, and Scorpio is like the season, according to the ancient Atlanteans, that we work through the transmutation. It's a transmutation place, and we get to shift from the shadow to the light. But the process of that is like the tower falling or the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, where there's a definite death to it. So we're all going to be going through this death sort of ritual. I'm laughing because I'm just like in my own life, shit's crazy. But we're all going to be going through this death ritual that will revive us. And the one thing that I know more than anything else about these, rituals, these energies that show up in our lives, these tower moments, is like, you should not resist them. Because if you resist them, it's like you're just going to suffer more unnecessarily. And that's the big part of it. So the first thing you have to do is look at, where is Scorpio in your chart? If you're like a sun, if you are a rising sign of fire, just go look at where, and it doesn't matter what sign you are, but go look at where Scorpio is in your chart, because this is where the energy is going to be really concentrated. And this is something that I talk a lot about in the membership. I'm actually about to film like the Sun in Scorpio season video and the symbology video, and you get a deeper look at all the transits. So just do a little plug in there for the Starseed membership. But yes, this is a big deal. You want to know where Scorpio is in your chart. And the thing that jumps out at me the most is Leo. And the reason why Leo jumps out at me is because Leo squares the Scorpio and Taurus duality. And that Leo energy making squares to basically where the sun is and basically where the eclipse is going to be can bring in challenges that ultimately obviously have to be solved. And how you solve them is up to you. But I think Leo, of all the fire signs, may feel the most like friction energy during this month. And for Aries and Sagittarius, it's a little bit of a different story. See, if you have this Aries rising, then that Taurus energy is going to be, that eclipse is going to be in your second house. And that will be activating your sense of values and self-worth. And a lunar eclipse can bring up also the hidden and unearthed deep emotions. Taurus is a fun sign. I do like that we are having a full moon eclipse in Taurus, because the moon in Taurus is exalted and she feels really, really good. So we're all going to feel that little bit of a lift. At the same time, obviously, we're still within the energy of the eclipses that are revolutionary times in our lives. So Aries is going to feel the energy just wherever it's going to be close to you, in your chart. It's going to feel like it's not too far away, but it's still within that space, because this is a North Node eclipse and the North Node is in Aries. So wherever you have Aries energy in your chart, you are feeling the effect of the North Node guiding you towards destiny, moving forward, and that is going to feel good. So the direction, you got to pay attention to what is the direction, and you have to also think about what is important and of value to you. And then for Sagittarius, they're going to have the same experience, but with the Scorpio energy being very close to them, right? Because Scorpio is right next to Sagittarius on the wheel. So you're going to be feeling more of like closer to the South Node frequency. So you may feel more of the releasing of the deep lessons, or the moving through the deep lessons. And that soon it'll be your season, right? Because soon the sun will move into Sagittarius, and the light will come back. But that's why I feel like for all the fire signs, it feels like the light is dimming. I mean, it is Scorpio, and Scorpio is the darkness, and Scorpio is the shadows, and Scorpio is the death card, in the tarot. And Scorpio season is about, transmutation. We also have Samhain, which is the Celtic holiday that celebrates, it's the holiday of remembrance. And it's where the veil is the thinnest. So we can communicate with other dimensions, with other realms a little bit more easily now, because that veil is thin. So all of us will feel this, like there's a weight. Scorpio brings weight. That's how I feel about this. And each of the fire signs is going to feel this weight a little bit differently, which is what how I just mentioned it. But that's what I got for you guys for the astrology. If you have anything that stands out to you, Raven, feel free to share.
The only thing that is really standing out to me is Mercury being right next to the sun, and obviously in Scorpio. And so I feel this is a big chance to communicate our authentic self, and without the emotions, without, being charged up in anger or anything. This is a chance for us to communicate authentically and openly, and being vulnerable, and maybe even a little acceptance there in your surroundings.
When Mercury, the mind, joins with the sun, it illuminates the mind. And what this illumination is going to bring is an understanding of the deep work that we're doing. That's why it's a weight, because it's Scorpio. Scorpio is deep unearthed, like unearthing what's like deeply buried. So it doesn't really ever feel good. And sometimes it does, though. I mean, you never know. You do have Uranus opposing all of the Scorpio energy, and Uranus is unpredictable, and he brings in like random things. And so we're all going to be experiencing that as well. That's why it's so important to know where is the Scorpio energy in your chart, because we're going to be unearthing some things that might show up out of freaking nowhere. I mean, I know I feel this in my life very strongly right now. So yes. Well, awesome. So what we're going to do next is Raven's going to guide us through and tell us all about the spread that she's going to be using for Scorpio season for all of the videos. And then I'll be pulling some other oracle cards to add to this message. So I'm just going to hand it over to you.
Okay, this Scorpio season, we're going to do the 4 elements spread. And the first card is Earth. And what is the true issue? That is the first card. The second card is Air. How can you solve it intellectually or communicate the issue? Number 3 is Fire. What emotions can you bring to this issue, or how can you release it? And number 4 is Water. How do you move on flowfully from this issue? And this Scorpio season, I am using the Angel Wisdom deck from Radley Valentine based on the Rider-Waite Tarot. And then I'm going to pull one oracle card from the Everyday Witch Oracle deck from Deborah Blake. And what decks are you using, Jai?
I'm going to be pulling a major arcana as a major theme for you fire signs. I'm going to do an animal card, Gene Keys card to look at what shadow you are mostly working through this month. And I'll use the astro dice to ask any further questions or further clarification.
Sounds good. Do you want to say the prayer? Did we do that?
We did the prayer, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. So Scorpio season for Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. The first card we got is 10 of Pentacles. That is the issue at hand. You know, Pentacles being earth signs already, and it speaks about financial security and inheritance or retirement. And a lot of the times when I see this card, the pillar stands out to me because it is strong, it is stable, and that just, it goes right with that earth energy. And so the issue here for the fire signs during Scorpio season is maybe we are creating some fears around financial security. So really just looking deeper into that. Scorpio is as deep as the ocean. And so looking at it, is the issue worse than you think, or is it better than you think? You know, really get a hold of that perception on the issue.
Can I add a little bit to that?
Sure, yes.
So because I'm doing the tarot masterclass, I've got these images in my mind, like ingrained, and in this card specifically in the Rider-Waite was a really cool one. There's like the man that's like sitting watching the family, and the family is like, you know, it shows the image of like the security that comes with like, you know, these people have what they need and they're just like going about their business. But there is this aspect of the card that shows the unseen. And the unseen is the master, the sage that comes back to his homeland after going off to like an enlightened journey or a spiritual journey, and then no one recognizes him. And the symbolism of that meaning of that card to me, just to add, because I think this could also resonate with some of you guys, is that you're so caught up in the everyday. Maybe you're not having financial trouble, but you're just going about your day to day in a way that you are missing the magic. because that man, that sage represents the magic. And so are you able to recognize the magic and the power that lies right like at like arm's length, but it's not too obvious. So you have to like really tune into it. So it could be both financial issue, fears of security, like you mentioned, Raven, and then it could also be, are you possibly forgetting, like so caught up in the the matrix, world, that you forget the true magic that lies just underneath the surface. Just wanted to add that. Thank you for letting me.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, that is exactly right. Being that Scorpio season and being as deep as the ocean. And sometimes it's easy for us to forget our abundance. It's just, or the magic is right there in that present moment. And so the second card is how you can solve it or communicate intellectually, the air card. And I got the Lovers. And it says, embrace true love and deep, intimate friendships. Make choices from the heart, vibrant health, or recovery from an illness. And this is Archangel Raphael. He brings healing. And so what Jai just said about missing the magic, and now we're saying, Spirit is saying, how can you solve it? Is love. With love, it just answers all the questions that you may have. How can you walk with love? How can you speak with love? What can you do to bring more love into your life? Not necessarily a soulmate or, twin flames are very big right now. And so finding that love within yourself, lighting that flame inside is really important this season. It's going to support you through any, trials that you're going through.
I love that. And
Yes.
to add to that, the Lovers card is the Gemini card. And that Gemini energy is ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication. And so it's communication through love, if you put those two together. And also the Lovers card is about discernment. So making the right choices because you're paying attention. Going back to like, are you paying attention or not? You have to be able to discern through your heart, through love, through compassion, and make the right choices. That's how you're going to solve whatever is showing up in your life during this time. I love that.
Yes, the Lovers card is total choices and seeing the unseen, feeling it too. Scorpio is all about feels. And, fire signs, I'm a fire sign, and we have the tendency to just rush through everything. And missing that magic is really important. We might be able to say, oh, I missed it. Now I don't feel as fulfilled. So, right. So, okay. So the third card is the fire element. And what emotions can you bring to this issue or to release it? And I got the Four of Cups, which is failing to recognize a magical opportunity.
Whoa.
And that's what we just were talking about.
Yeah, right.
And it's the distractions of daily life, discontentment or boredom, lost in your own world, and wake up. And so on the card here, he's looking at 3 cups, and the angel is trying to give him one. He can't see the angel. And so there's all this abundance around him, but he's feeling distracted, disappointed, and that really just brings up what we were just talking about, failing to see the magic.
I've been reading a lot of Carlos Castaneda books lately, and they talk a lot about, they use this word to indulging. Like, do you indulge like too much on this or that? And I think that this card is the perfect card for that, because there is all this magic right here, but you're indulging in the negative. So what are you indulging what are you like putting all your focus into that doesn't deserve your focus, because that's actually bringing you down? It's depressive energy, that Four of Cups. You're depressed because you're indulging too much on the wrong stuff. So you have to obviously recognize that. And yeah, maybe just hearing that message will help you to recognize it. Catch yourself.
Also, water takes the path of least resistance. In every situation, it knows where to go. It takes the path of least resistance. And that's a huge lesson for fire signs. The fire signs just want to light everything up and go and, get stuff done. And, but having that ebb and flow of life is really important. And so that we don't sit in the Four of Cups. Maybe this is helpful sometimes. Okay, and then the last card is the water element. And how do you move on in a flowing motion from this issue? And I got the Three of Cups. So, news worth celebrating, joyful announcements, engagements, wedding, pregnancy, graduation, a time for gratitude, close communities, or chosen families. And so that is exactly what we're talking about.
And it is a water card. So it's about tapping into, so that Four of Cups energy feels very much like the process of the scorpionic death ritual, where you like have to go through and then come out on the other side. There's a huge opportunity to come out on the other side if you find the gratitude. That's what I'm seeing in these cards.
Yes, gratitude, 100%. And you can only find the magic and the gratitude within the moment. That's what matters, is being in the moment. There's a time for looking at the past. There's a time for looking at the future, but the magic is in the moment. That is your choice. That's what the Lover's card says. There is a union. The union is in the present moment.
I love that.
So yeah, that's what I got.
Awesome. I love that spread.
But let me pull one witch oracle card for the fire signs, which is all about magic. These cards are all about magic. And here we got tears of joy and sadness.
Oh my God.
Okay. It's a water card. And she has this, concerning look on her face, but when she looks in the mirror, it's a happy face. And so understanding that the mirror of this season is going to show you so many things, but it is within the moment and within your own energy. Do you truly discover yourself? And making that choice is going back to the 10 of Pentacles. What is unseen about this issue, shifting your perspective and choosing to be grateful in that present moment.
Love that. That was such a beautiful reading. And I love how the cup cards came out and the water energy came out to remind us, like, it has a very powerful purpose when we move through water energy. So the overall theme for you guys, for all the fire signs, is the Empress card. So this is a beautiful energy. It's connected to the planet Venus, which is the planet of love and beauty, rules relationships, rules the second house of money and values, and rules the seventh house of relationships And it's about being grounded. It's about also connecting to the earth. It's about allowing yourself to birth to life the things that are, really important to you. It's about being pregnant, like literally she's pregnant. She's a pregnant mother, the mother earth. And so it's about being pregnant with something, and this something is your creation. It's your like baby, So how are you going to nurture this creation? How are you going to nurture this love that wants to come through you, wants to be expressed through you? It's about feeling strong in your power. And it's obviously a very sacred, divine, feminine energy. I mean, the roses in the card, like it's beautiful. The stars on her crown. She feels in her power, but she is definitely holding something that is going to be birthed. And that's the question to ask yourself is, what am I birthing? What am I creating? What am I bringing to life through all of the experiences that I'm having? And do your best to also connect with nature is the message. To be out in nature, to walk in nature, to be in gratitude of nature and the earth, and to be on your throne, feeling good about what you're creating, instead of like that Four of Cups energy, which is like feeling depressed because you can't see what you're actually creating. So the magic is there, but it is hidden, right? Because it's in the womb and you can't quite see what it is yet, but it is something, and something is there waiting. The animal that you guys got is the fire ant, which is interesting because obviously this is all for all the fire signs. And this card is a little bit of a card of like conflict, because the fire ants, obviously they bite, right? And you have to be pretty careful when you're like dealing with fire ants. However, the other message about ants in general is that it's stronger when there's a community. You're stronger together, and you can fight whatever battles, whatever things show up in your life when you are, together with people, with your tribe. And then the other message on the other hand of that is to be careful to not get too aggressive. And I think that that's important for the fire signs because they can be very impulsive, right? Aries, like fire is strong and it can rage, and it can also like spark things to life. It can initiate it, and it can be very instinctual, but be careful not to let that fire energy in terms of aggression go out of hand, and then you destroy instead of love, as we were talking about with the Lover's card. And what shadow are you working with this month? You're working with the shadow of dullness. You got the 15th gene key, which moves from the shadow of dullness to the gift of magnetism to the city of fluorescence. One of the great challenges for modern humanity is to learn how to slow down. Wow, okay. My gift to you. If a country girl like me can find magic in the dullest places, so can you. But I'm here to tell you that you mustn't fight the dullness or it won't work. You have to lean into it. You have to embrace it with your whole entire being. You have to slow down. I know it's hard. It may feel scary, but if you do that long enough without judging yourself for being lazy, you're very likely going to find yourself feeling pretty excited about life and with an irresistible magnetism gleaming out of your beautiful eyes, and you won't even need a reason for it. I love that. So if Scorpio, if the water dulls you down, then don't worry, like everything is going to be okay. That would be the message that I want to bring to that. I also wanted to, I'm like, what did I do with those other cards? Here they are. I wanted to pull a card. Feel free to add anything, Raven, if you'd like to, while I shuffle this other oracle deck.
Yes, the Empress is about receiving. That divine feminine is about receiving. In the card, she, there's the sign of Venus, but on the shield, but the shield is on the ground. And she, when I look at the Empress card, I can see her robe, and it's oversized and it's flowing and she's just relaxing. And the fire signs always want to be doing and going and sparking up these new ideas and adventure. And Leo is about leading and royalty and all these things, when we can't forget that we also need rest and to essentially take care of that baby in there, whether it be birthing a new project, actual children, or any ideas come from resting and clearing out that energy and receiving.
Love that. And then here we get from the Earth Warriors Oracle number 16, low, stand in the light. And I love this because this is for all the fire signs. Don't avoid the spotlight or try to hide yourself, nor dull your light to appease another or your own fears. Your true inner divine light and beauty is meant to help others, and the only way that can occur is if you allow yourself to fully be and express it. And I love how there is a butterfly here, which also brings us back to that energy of transformation. But the butterfly, I love that this is where we're ending the reading, because the butterfly is the phoenix that rises from the ashes. So the process of transformation will eventually lead to this beautiful phase of like the butterfly opening up its wings and then taking flight. So beautiful. And then I want to pull the astro dice just to finish up the reading here and get some more insight as to how can we best use the energy of this month. And we get the South Node, which is about karma, past lives, in the sign of Virgo, which is being very present in the 11th house. So how to best use this energy? Definitely be present. I think that's the most potent message coming through here. Be present to what shows up. Be present to those karmic lessons that are wanting to be released. So resisting change and resisting that death ritual and that tower moment will only cause you to continue to have to deal with the same karmic lesson over and over and over. Whoa, that one was for me. And you want to make sure that you have the support that you need. The 11th house is about friends and networks. So be present. Stuff is heavy. South Node stuff is heavy. Like, no joke, but you have to be present because that's the only way to move through it and see the lesson and clear it and resolve it. And if you have, people that you can rely on, you will move through this period a lot more easily, or at least feel more supported through it. And the 11th house is also a higher perspective or a higher mind thinking and seeing things from up above. So see the bigger picture. And that's what we got.
I'm also being brought to the part of the butterfly's life cycle where it was born as a butterfly, but then it has to sit and dry out its wings before it can fly.
Yes.
And so that period of drying out is a test of patience. It's a test of trusting in the cycle, and just make sure you are, when you need help and when you're being vulnerable, make sure that you realize that there is help out there. Don't just stay in your mind. And people tend to just, I feel alone in my feels, but you don't know if there's someone else going through that too. And just trust your intuition for sure during this season.
And it's interesting because you're speaking of like, basically it has to dry up from the water, and this is Scorpio season. So it makes so much sense. And that energy too about the butterfly towards the end of the cycle, you can't interfere with the cycle. Like if you try to help the butterfly, like if you try to wipe, the stuff from it while it's trying to like push out of the cocoon and open up its wings, it won't ever be able to fly because it needs to do it itself. And that's another, and that's like, you need to find your strength. That's what I see in that. You got to find your own strength. Love it. I do have a Leo moon, so.
Beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much for being here with us today. We are very excited to continue to do these Scorpio season readings. I think our next one is Wednesday. So yeah, Wednesday, Thursday,
Yes.
Friday at the same time. If you want to watch us live, I'll be creating the events in the global community today. And yeah, thank you. This is really, really fun.
Yes, I love doing these readings with you. Always able to be that clear channel for the collective and anyone who, finds our channel. It was meant to be, and the message, it's just a Scorpio season has always been a little bit rocky for me. So the lesson was just being vulnerable and finding people who could help. And tarot is it's very helpful.
I love that.
Also, don't forget to close out the prayer.
Oh, thank you. All right. From the deepest depths of our soul, we give gratitude and love, for we understand we are a fractal of that cosmic whole. As we give, so we get, open to all possibilities through all time and space. We walk through the Akashic portal back to our inner space, remembering that this wisdom lives within every cell of our being. Thank you, star beings, for holding this sacred space and for protecting us during this journey through time and space. The records are now closed. All right, you guys, thank you so much. We will see you next time, and we hope you have an amazing Scorpio season. Sat Nam.